Hi there.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to WebEx. If you are
Yep. Yeah, take a look.
enter your attendee ID.
Because some of them
Apologize for that, Jared.
It's all right.
Yep. Is there is city council? Yes. Live or? We like this. Like this. We're gonna reach higher. Yeah. Live-ish. Okay. Short solution. Hey, Jared, I'll just go ahead and give you a little privilege now. What's that? How will it? Yeah. Work. Yes, okay. This is yeah. All right. 6 o'clock. You want to wait? Cindy or anybody say what?
Cindy's not feeling well. She's not gonna be here.
Yeah, Cindy will not be.
We're not waiting.
You got a quorum, right?
John was supposed to be calling in.
Okay.
Can you hear us okay, Jared?
Yes, I can. Call to order. June 2020. Road presentation. Just bring any information.
He will be able to go through the screen. But if you guys, I can try to run and print it off if you guys would like.
No, it's all. I have it on the laptop. We want to have approval of the agenda. Motion for that.
A motion to approve the agenda. Do I need to take this?
Yeah. Sure. Thanks, Larry. As long as we can get that motion second.
Thanks.
Corey, what's your
Ryan.
K or
Already treated Jared whenever you want.
K or C for Corey? C. Give you your full name.
Yeah. Sure.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay?
Pardon? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep. We can hear you good.
Okay. Who's this, Derek?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, Derek. I'm listening.
we're just waiting on Jarrett right now.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
here. I'm ready. Are we ready to look at the presentation?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
All right. Sorry, guys. Let me slide back there. All right. Two staff approvals today. The first one is 209 Exporting Street. This is 2020-19. The staff approval here is for a replacement in kind for the roof and gutters. We'll see this property again here in a moment. And the second staff approval is for 223 3rd Street. That's 3rd and Main. This is 2020-20. The approval here is also for replacement of the roof and relining of the gutters. We'll also see this property here momentarily. All right, so our regular applications for review, we've got 5 of them here. 2 of them we've already seen part of. So back to 209 Exporting Street. It's 2020-19. It's a 19th century functional. It's a contributing feature in the historic district. And there's several phases of work they want to do here, including removing paint with power washing, replace a front entry door, install facade signage, replace rear non-historic door with a steel door, and replace side windows toward front with single panel glass, and towards the rear will remain boarded up, but with murals on the wood like around the rest of town. Notice the 2 with asterisks. They're going to come back to us later with more information on those. They didn't have all the information on those, but for the sake of saving them another COA fee, they went ahead and did apply for that now. All right, so when we're looking at the windows section, we're looking on this side and back here on this side. So the ones towards the front, the first 3 or 4 towards the front will be just single panel glass, no sashes or anything in them. And then towards the rear will be just painted with a mural on them, like I said, like on the rest of town. Again, the front entry door and signage, they're going to come back to us for those. So the recommendation here for power washing is approval with conditions, using the lowest water pressure as possible to remove the paint on that. Oh, I'm sorry, there was also a rear non-historic door that's not shown, just a basic door, and they're going to replace it in kind. And recommendation there is approval. The treatment of the side windows, recommendation is approval. Front entry and signage, since they didn't have material for us, recommendation is denial, but they can come back to us later when they have that. I'll slide back to a vote.
I kind of what you're
They already talked about that.
Not completely, just the front, really, right? Yeah. I would say so. Yeah, they did the front already. What's their plans for the building, Jarrett?
They are going to have the offices for their janitorial supply company.
I motion to approve Jarrett's recommendation. I don't see anything wrong with that. I like them coming back for the, for the couple other things to give us more information on, but I don't see a problem with approving the rest.
Second.
Okay. Everybody in favor? Motion passed.
All right, on to the next one. This is 223 3rd Street, also known as 3rd and Main. This is 2020-20, not 2010. This is 2020-20. It's an 1888 Italianate building. It's notable in the downtown historic district, former hotel. The proposed work here is twofold. They want to add a concrete wheelchair ramp to the 3rd Street side, and they would want to remove a rear-facing dormer on their mansard roof, citing structural issues. This would be the section of the roof facing their enclosed patio. There's a picture of the dormer there that's circled in this older photo. And here's just sort of a mock-up. This was part of your COA application. I thought it bared repeating here what that's going to look like on the front. Recommendation here is for approval of the ramp. It fits guidelines. Dormer, he did actually send me some documentation from 2 separate roofers citing issues with the way the dormer has started to fail. Thereby, and also since it's not a major facade, recommendation is approval of the dormer removal. And I'll slide back to the photo there.
Any questions?
Yeah, so I have a question, Jared. On that ramp, so currently now, the steps that are there, are those the original stone steps?
No.
Okay, they're not. Okay, never mind, they're not the original steps. Okay, that's all I was wondering.
Good question, though.
I think it would be really cool if the ramp could, instead of just being concrete, have that rock look to it. But yeah, just to kind of match the other stone steps that are there. You up to that? Making a stone ramp?
It'd be pretty bad. He's gonna use the same concrete. Sidewalk center.
Okay.
They do a little bit.
Can you go back to the picture that shows like the
That shows which part?
The ramp. He wants to see the
Got it.
ramp.
It's gonna go that way.
Yeah.
Down toward the,
Yeah. Here's the thing about
well,
there are limits. There are limits. I don't look at that. That's why rock is.
I don't know how it's doing. Can you address that? He says that we can be more, so it's not going to be the same, what it would be ADA, it will be, more so. You're on this is by a little bit everywhere. But there's a way to have done it, you really want to wrap around the side of the building, come off Main Street. The issue with that is once he encroaches on our, cross, crosswalk, slowing down the road to the city ADA. And I explained to Ron that I would recommend his council to accept it.
Are they gonna widen the door too, or? Forward.
Most of them will wear it.
I don't know what it is, I mean, wheelchair climate,
It doesn't
doesn't matter.
matter. You're not calling it an 80.
Right. I'm just curious.
Creating because you have to have 4 feet of space for a wheelchair to actually turn all the way around, including that door. Have you seen the platform that's in front of our door?
That's
Yeah.
why.
42.
Yeah.
That platform right 6 feet because it's dangerous. The person that's trying to get up a wheelchair or all right, whatever. So he's not calling it an ADA, or he just wants to do it to make it more simple. I don't see why there is objection. Anyway. Other than if it's actually, if the state, well, if the state comes down, like, they don't want, really, we had to get state approval.
Yeah, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had to get state. Because they take that really serious. So, but I guess that's his bag, I mean.
Yeah, just come back on him as far as I know, so.
Yeah.
Another,
It's a very,
our property, our sidewalk. work out on the details. And we're basically making them find out, taking full responsibility.
That's a non-ADA.
Right.
I mean, it's really, yeah, we may have to make that work. I don't know if that right now.
And I'd make that,
Not getting compliant.
I'd make that.
Good, yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if you, yeah, you're right, that's property, you claim ADA, they can warrant us.
Right.
Right.
But it is that long. Yeah, I think it's weird, but other than that, it is risk for state. Why can't you go down there? That's what I was thinking, because you got a problem.
Towards IGA,
And they're up there, down, very long. And, other buildings.
which they don't own it,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, this is already closed down. Yeah, some architecture all done. And somebody that was looks like a fishing drawing.
Does that have a bigger reason than architectural? Engineer staff? That's all right. Anybody have a question?
I motion to approve Jared's recommendation with the, addition that we have, that commitment from them that they take full, take responsibility, I guess, but that has to be ADA.
I think that's a good idea. I think the
Yeah.
commission should actually just make that. Should actually say that. What the city does with that. Okay, second? Second, sure. All in favor? Aye. Okay, that was that.
So can I just clarify, was there a condition added to that?
Yes, that they, well, do you want to explain it better, the conditions?
So and I don't know if this is necessarily this board, but the discussion is that there needs to be an agreement between the city and the property owner acknowledging that while it's on city property or range, they're going to be required for maintenance. The maintenance on it must be the not ADA compliant. They're not going to hold out what it is.
Did you hear that, Jared?
It was kind of muffled. Can you repeat that to me, Sherry? I think you're the closest to the speaker.
No, you're good, Jared. It's Alan. What I was saying is there's going to be a discussion that we sign off on an agreement that the property owner is going to acknowledge that while it's on city property, it is not ADA compliant, that they're also going to be responsible for any maintenance to the ramp and stairs.
It'll be in the minutes. Too.
Yeah, and we'll pop that in the minutes too. But and it's something Derek's already been working on.
Got it.
I've seen it. We'll get it. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. All right.
Okay.
Let's go a long ways down the road to 305 Main Street. This is 2020-21. It's a 1910 20th century functional garage. It's contributing in the local historic district. This one also has several different phases. One is to include install a black fabric non-illuminated awning between the first and second floors. You want to replace the existing wood windows with black trim windows, and I have some information on that that's neat. Current windows do show some signs of damage and deterioration. The center non-historic garage door to be replaced with a wood grain glass garage door. Right non-historic garage door to be replaced by double doors with glass and wood, like French doors. And the left door, non-historic, to be replaced by a sample I have here momentarily. All right, so we'll go through all those. So here's just what we're talking about. Top circle, those are just some of the windows to be replaced. The red circle is where the awning will go, and then the bottom yellow circle are the replacement doors. This is a proposal for the awning. Like I said, it is not internally lit. And here's the sample he sent me today. These are metal wrapped windows If you notice in the design standards, when these were written, those were not recommended along with vinyl as replacements. But these do have a lower profile than those perhaps when the design guidelines were written. They're not big chunky like the standard, off the rack vinyls. And here's the door that will replace the downstairs just man door. So we'll break it down again here. So
That's the back doors to the apartment on the side, next to the
Yeah.
garage. Yeah,
look in the
Yeah.
picture there, it's the one on the left.
yeah.
Okay. And I'll go back to the pictures here too when we do these. All right, so first things first. For the awning, recommendation is approval. It fits within guidelines. Replacing the window, the recommendation here is approval with conditions. These need to fit the window openings, as in, we don't want windows that come in and they have to put filler material in. They must retain a low profile. Again, no big chunky windows like standard off the rack vinyls. If these windows are not all reparable, there are 14 windows all around that rather small property. Replace right-hand garage door, recommendation is approval. Replace center garage door, approval. And replace ground floor door, recommendation is approval. And I'll slide back to a
I think
photo.
they already replaced the garage door on the right. The garage door on the right already has a double door in it.
There you go.
Yep.
So it's gonna remain apartments up there, you own that, right?
We sold it to Third and Main. They're doing an apartment on top and a butcher shop underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, so that's what this means.
Yeah, he's pretty excited.
Shut down, but the butcher stuff.
Yeah, he's really excited. It's gonna look great.
All right. Any questions on that one?
Nope,
Motion to approve that.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We're good.
Yep.
Next one, Derek.
All right, so this is 314 Fifth Street. We just discussed this. This is also the house that had the Power Home Solar put on the roof. So I don't know if you ever got a chance to check it out. It actually was, I thought, a pretty good installation. It's pretty flat. But here, they're here for a wood fence. This is 2020-22, 1920s bungalow, kind of. It's a contributing feature in the local district. And the proposed work is to build a 6 to 8 foot wood fence along rear of property. And this is just an outline of where that would be. To the right, there's already part of a fence that the previous owners had started and just stopped. And that's where they're looking at doing maybe 8 foot because of the slope of the property. If you're not familiar with this property is incredibly sloped so that their basement, you walk out onto it and then you still keep going down after that. So the big concern here with any solid fence, because they want to use metal, wood, simple wood with notches at the top. For the material, of course, the concern is going to be how much does it block the house? But because of the drop in the back, there's going to be no blocking the house. It would only block the tiniest bit of the foundation. The recommendation here is approval.
So they just want to put it on the back of the house or the back fence or everywhere there's red?
Everywhere there's red. So, yeah, the front of the house just kind of has an older metal fence. They don't want to mess with that. They just want to add a small connector there on the left-hand side of the house and then run it down the property line and then across the back on the inside of the stone retaining wall there. and then back to the property line, where I believe there's part of a metal fence still left over there.
What's the address of this building again?
314 Fifth.
314 Fifth?
Correct.
It's on the corner of Mechanic and Fifth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're probably just trying to block us. We're behind them. They don't want to see, you know. We've been a little too rowdy, maybe. They've got big dogs. They probably want to be able to get them out.
I would add that I'm pretty confident the city code limits to 6 feet on a privacy fence, so I don't know.
I was gonna ask that.
I don't know if they want to deal with BZA or what's your guys' thoughts on all that, but, yeah.
They can get it out. They can probably.
Yeah.
They can go to BCA, get that area.
But I don't know, if I want to do that, you might want to just let the property. Right, yeah, you might let the property owner, or bring that to their attention.
Well, and I can clarify the 8-foot section. They weren't really married to that on the right-hand side between the properties. So once they find out, they would have to go through BZA. I'm sure they would be willing to drop that.
Right. Only the years that, right, that's. Under 6 feet.
I know, I go back. But, like, are they talking about 6 foot, the little connector and around, and 8 foot on that section, or they want to do 8 foot all there?
No, they wanted just 8 foot on the right-hand side between the two houses. Because the way the property slopes, there's kind of a little mound area there, and they were thinking maybe the dogs could jump over, but they weren't, like I said, they weren't convinced of that, so.
Right.
They have a Great Dane and a German Shepherd.
Yeah, big dogs.
But it's 6 foot on the street side of that. Jerry?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
So it's 6 foot on the connector, the street side, and the back of the lot, running on the alley. That's 6 feet.
Correct.
That's what they're asking. Okay. And they just
The
want
reason
to the slope would make it.
We'll keep the fence level and stuff like that.
Yeah. I get it.
And not shown here on the right-hand side of the house, sort of parallel to the rear wall. There is already a little bit of a fence there, and they were just going to leave that and let that remain, so that it'll be fully enclosed in the back.
Well, my personal opinion is, if they're doing it for a reason, they know it's a slope and they want to take advantage of 8 foot. I don't know. Opinion about it. If anybody else, if somebody wants to make a motion to approve it, that's a short question.
So you're saying approve the 8-foot fence because of the slope? Or if,
Yeah, I wouldn't be bothered by it, because I didn't know that slope.
oh yeah, it is very steep, yeah,
So
yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
The 8 foot fence is actually going to be not very noticeable, but it's dropping out that slope.
Oh, yeah,
Right. That's my reason.
yeah.
But
That's the ordinance that says that, not our rules.
Right.
And so I would just give them the caveat that, hey, it's someone else.
Yeah,
They may have issues with that. What we can do. There's no.
somebody just bought that house next to them,
yeah,
yeah,
That would be the one that would.
yeah,
right. Right. You want a Great Dane here and over?
yeah.
They really are. Yeah, we can. Yeah, I didn't understand much.
But Corey's saying they should still check on that ordinance, other than, yeah, you have to get code to make a fence. You have to like, if you're putting a fence up, then you gotta jump through somebody else's fence, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the county technically is constructed.
Okay.
And it's right here.
But I think,
Above the elevation of the surface of the ground.
I don't know, it's pretty clear.
So, but the hump is just 6 foot board, and it's still something, but it's still 6 foot board.
Right. Yeah.
So I think you're.
I think, no, I think,
Okay.
I'll just let them. Before they purchase it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I motion to approve.
All right,
Yeah.
got a motion, for a second.
I second it.
Thanks, John. Okay. All in favor? Motion passed.
And that was approved as recommended, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, and the last one, probably the most problematic one. This is 306 4th Street. I'm really selling it, am I? 306 4th Street. This is 2020-23. It's an 1883 Italianate, rated outstanding in the local historic district. The proposed work is to repair the rear rock retaining wall using in-kind materials and some wheat poles. So during our COVID yard work projects, we clipped off the heavy coating of English ivy and saw there was a big open space in the mortar. And actually, I talked to a neighbor who said there used to be a big, I think, cedar tree that used to be right there in the corner as well. That probably helped contribute to that breaking. There have been no wheat poles put into it, so all the hydraulic pressure coming down, because again, I also have a lot of slope in the backyard there, was really causing it to bust open. So the proposed work here is in the red area, add a wheat pole there and maybe a little farther off to the right inside the mortar joints. And then in the yellow circle, the idea is to actually deconstruct the wall, take it apart, and then dig out behind it so that we can put the stones right back where they were, but they can be flush with the wall. And then use a compatible mortar. On the side, I think it was included in the COA, that there was another section that was parged. In other words, they just slathered concrete over it so you can't even see the stones anymore. What we'll be doing there is just adding some wheat poles and filling in the mortar joints. We're not going to be jackhammering off the parging. The idea is just to make sure it's stable for another 130 years, whatever. And I don't have a recommendation on that one.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Yeah, in favor, aye? Motion passes.
Great, thanks, and that's it for me.
Phone back too? A little bit. I haven't used it. Yeah, now. These
I'll
rock.
get their numbers.
That's it for me. Do you need my, do you need the agenda back up?
Yeah.
All right. See if I can make that happen. There we go.
We got 2 people calling. But that's good with 2 of them. It's been great.
Mhm.
Silent work.
Visitors? Remote. Everyone get the minutes that, you can have. I did approval of that. Motion approved.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Any old business? New business?
I have a question for Sherry, actually. Sherry, have you talked to our neighbor, the folks that live across the street from me and next to your empty lot? Do you know what's going on over there?
The ones living without electric and water?
Oh.
Those ones?
Great,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't think there's any, yeah, I don't think anything's quite hooked up yet. So basically I asked and they said I said, is he selling it? And they said right now they just kind of have a deal out there staying there while they're fixing it up. And then he's going to decide what he wants to do because the guy has a lot of contracting maybe skills. So he's trading that for a place to live as of right now.
That's the guy from running
That owns the house. I think he's from Madison. Yeah. But
He's
the guy
from,
living
from
there,
Madison.
yeah, he's a contractor, just maybe a jack of all trades. So I guess he's trading living there for, they might have the electric hooked up now. He was running a power washer, so they must have it hooked up. But yeah, so they're just kind of trading that, I think, right now.
They can't do it.
Thank you. I hadn't had a chance to chat with them, so I thought you might know.
Yeah. Yeah. You knew I would, huh?
Anything else? Motion adjourned.
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
I second that.